Alright guys, so you probably already saw the title. Yeah, so we're going to be going over how much I pay for my 2019 Dodge Charger Hellcat, and did I lease or did I finance it, and what's the better way to do it, at least for my situation. So don't mind me looking down. It's a lot. It's not easy. There's a lot that goes into it with leasing and financing. So I had to write it all down so I could reference it and give you the guys the correct information on what I found out. So rewind back to December of 2018 is when I originally started looking for the Hellcat. And I originally wanted certain specifications as far as the options that I wanted. I wanted a Destroyer Gray. Obviously, I needed 4 doors to fit car seats, and I wanted the Brass Monkey black 20-inch wheels. And I didn't really care about the sunroof, but I did want the Alcantara interior package. So I figured for what I had for budget and what I had for a down payment for those options, it might take a while to find exactly what I was looking for. Because different dealers spec out different chargers different ways, and as far as the pricing goes and stuff. So just looking locally around here at the dealerships, there's about 3 or 4 dealerships locally around me within like 10-mile radius, and they all had like maybe 1 or 2 in stock and inventory, and they weren't really willing to come down on their MSRP. Maybe a little bit, but they weren't going to come down what I needed them to come down to get where my payments where I needed them. So basically, that was kind of the issue. Was the dealerships around me only had 1 or 2 in their inventory, and they thought it was some kind of special car. Don't get me wrong, it is a Hellcat. It is a 6.2 liter supercharged family sedan. So it is special, but it is a mass-produced car. It's not a one-off like the Demon or like a Shelby Mustang where it's numbered and things like that. So it is a production, mass production car. So, but since they didn't have a lot of inventory of it, they're trying to get as much money as they can out of the car itself. So that being said, I found a dealership in Van Nuys, which is about an hour and a half north from where I'm at. And so basically what I found was they had about 12 in inventory. So that gave me some hope. So basically, when I try to rewind a little bit here, did I lease or did I finance, and what the difference is, and what the monthly payments would have been, and the total amount paid at the end of a lease and compared to a finance. So basically what it comes down to, guys, is I had about $7,000 I could put down, whether it was a finance or a lease, and that was my cap. I didn't have a trade-in, so just walking in there with $7,000 cash, and I needed in the $600 range per month payments on the Hellcat, which some people are getting that range. Some people are more. I've seen 800. I've seen 500. So I wanted around $600 per month is what I wanted to budget out for the monthly payment, is what I could afford and what I felt comfortable doing. So basically, the way the finance worked on the one that I found, it was the 2019 Destroyer Gray with the Alcantara package, no sunroof, and the Brass Monkey 20-inch wheels. Basically, so the price, the MSRP for the one that I found, it was sticker price at $71,125, so $71,125. I got them to take around $4,900 off the sticker price, which dropped it down to about $66,200 was the agreed price on the car. So, with my $7,000 down, if I wanted to finance it for about a 72 month, I believe it was a 6-year loan, at 72 months, my payment was going to be around like $900, something crazy. I think it was like $985 or something like that. Yeah, 72 months at a 4.5% interest rate, which is pretty common for where I live, California. I have tier 2 credit. I don't have tier 1, so I have tier 2 credit, And so it would have been a total cost finance after the 72 months. I would have paid out 70 grand, 938, so almost 71,000. So pretty much what the sticker price was, what they gave me off on, off MSRP at the end of the 6 years on a finance, it would have been around that same price as what their sticker price was, which is not bad with interest added to that. And that's kind of what they're selling for. So, but that puts your payments at 985, which obviously my budget was in the 600 range, and that's 985. So that's what, $340 a month more than what I want to do, what I could afford, because 985 is crazy, and then you add insurance on top of that. So, and that's a whole nother video we can do for insurance. This is just going to be strictly on finance or lease. So basically, guys, so that was a finance. Obviously, I couldn't do that. That was with $7,000 down. So if you go into a lease with $7,000 down, same price. They able to take $4,900 off, which made it the total of $66,200, and then you take $7,000, so it got that down to what, $62,067 was the actual lease price, and that was also the financing price too. After the $7,000 down, it was $62,067, and that you add the 4.5% on top of that, so that makes, after 6 years, that's where I got the number 70,938. So didn't mean to confuse you guys. Hopefully that didn't confuse you. So going back to the lease, so for a sticker price at $71,125, I got them to take $4,900 off a sticker, which brought it to $66,200. So with $7,000 down, obviously it was a lease agreement. For the car, it was $62,067 on a 3-year lease, which made the residual value about $42,317 after the lease was up. That's what I would have to finance at that point. So basically, what that was is that brought it down to the way it worked on a lease was obviously the finance was $985 per month. So the lease, actually, with the $7,000 down, that brought it down to I was actually paying only $19,750 on the car. So that's what the leased amount was. So that's why leases are a lot cheaper than finances, regardless of what car you have. You're only paying a portion of what that car is worth. So that's why your payments are less. You're not financing 70 grand. You're only, leasing, a portion of that, which, so my lease payout after the 3 years, it comes out to $19,750 is what I actually paid on the car. And the best part about it, my payments were $644, and that's what we agreed on. So you go from $644, to $985, that's $340 difference less per month. So obviously that's what I wanted, so that's what I ended up getting. So $644 is what I pay per month on the 3-year lease on the Hellcat, which is pretty good from what I've seen and talked to different people on. So basically, if you take, so comparing that, obviously, I'm doing a 3-year lease, but I'm only paying out $19,750. The benefits of that is obviously my payments are $340 cheaper per month. After the 3 years, if anything goes wrong with the car, if I don't like the car, I just give it back to them and start fresh with something different. I'm not stuck in anything like a lease or like a finance. You're stuck in a finance. That's one of the benefits of having a lease. Now, if I were to buy it out, which at this point I do like the car, so I'm probably gonna try to finance it after the 3 years is up to buy it out. And so that'll probably be another 6 years on top of the 3. So yeah, I'll be making payments for 9 years, which sounds like a lot, guys, but I'll break it down for you real quick. I'll throw some numbers at you, and I think you'll be shocked at what you see. So compared to a 6-year finance, okay, so let me throw some numbers at you. So you take, let's see here. Sorry, I'm bumping through papers. It's a lot, guys. It's a lot to remember the whole thing. So I want to get it right for you guys. So 72-month finance, 4.5% interest rate, tier 2 credit. The total that I pay out on a $62,067, sorry, 067. So 62 grand is, after taking the $7,000 off that I put down, that's what it was. It would have been a finance for $62,000. So for 72 bunch, which is 6 years, 4.5%, tier 2 credit, total cost I'd be paying out was $70,938, so almost 71 grand, like I told you earlier. Okay, and that's with $985 per month on the finance. Okay, so let's go to the lease. So, like I told you guys, the total I was going to pay for the 3 years of leasing the Hellcat, it's $19,750. Okay, so the residual value I told you is $42,317. So if you take $42,317, which is the residual value, which is what I owe on the car to buy it out, you take that and you do a 6-year loan at 4.5% interest rate, which is, I don't know if that's higher or lower. I figured it's a little bit higher than probably what I can get, depending on what my credit is at the time, you know, in 2 years from now, 2.5 years from now. So that puts it at a total of $48,365 is what I would pay out on a new finance on the residual value, which is $42,317. So going back, $42,317 left on the car after my lease is up, 6-year finance, 4.5% interest for 6 years makes it $48,365. So guys, if you take what my lease was at $19,750, you add what I'm going to finance for another 6 years. So, you know, 3 years plus 6 years is 9 years making payments, obviously every month. But the finance paid out total is going to be $48,365. That's with interest, okay? So that brings your total to $68,115. So, yeah, I paid on the car for 9 years, okay? It's a badass car that I really like. And it's for the monthly payments that I could afford. But if you look at the upside, you know, you take, what was it, $70,938 is what a 72-month finance from the beginning would have been on that same amount car. You take that and you minus that from what I actually paid for leasing and financing together, 3 years, 6 years. I only paid out $68,115. So I actually saved money. If you look at it that way, yeah, I made payments for 3 more years, but at the end of that, the total amount of money that I actually paid was $68,115 compared to $70,938. So the difference is $2,823. So basically, yeah, I paid for 9 years, you know, 3 years on a lease, 6 years on a finance, but I actually saved $2,800. So if you look at it like that, I'm saving money. Yeah, I'm making, you know, payments 3 more years because I leased it and then I financed instead of just financing it. But I mean, in my mind, it was the payments that I wanted. I didn't want to pay $985 a month. I mean, not many people can make that payment. I wasn't willing to do that. So that's one of the reasons why I did that. But sorry the video went kind of long, guys. Hopefully it didn't confuse you guys. If you guys have any comments or questions, definitely let me know. If you guys like the video, give it a good thumbs up and share it and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you like the video, definitely more content to come, and I am excited to do some more videos with you guys. All right, guys. Well, you have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.